We are live. The market is down. What should you do? I will tell you. This is the market update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, hit the like button. Or if you're heckling me, hit the like button, which happened twice yesterday. Twice. I had some guy say, every time Bill is negative, I'm buying. And then I didn't feel good about that. And then the market vaporized. So we'll talk more about that. It's a good lesson. And sometimes you have to tell people stuff that they don't want to hear. But that's the difference between a good analyst and somebody who just was on YouTube. So let's welcome who's here on the stream. We have got Rudy coming in early. James Stewart, right? Bart, Rave Song Records, Richard Barry with some fire. Give me some love for getting you guys out before this blow up. Tito, Bull Runner, Dwelo, welcome. Wrong again. AZ, King, Crypto to Cash from Winter Park, Caleb from North Carolina, right? Hold the Door is here. Andreas from Cyprus, welcome. Right? We have Chris, good afternoon. We have Robin, Joe, Thomas, yo, welcome. Right? We have Horace here for the live stream. We have Mohammed, just on time. Wrong again from Kansas City. Robert Rogers. Okay. He's liking the show. We have Douglas from Rochester, New York. Donato reminding you that there's not enough likes on the stream. There never are. Right? Can't get enough of that like button. Mr. Moby Dick makes it to the stream. Okay. I am actually going to go straight to PowerPoint today. NFA. Okay, so we got the flash crash last night. Markets down, stay down. Equities are up. It's the weirdest world ever. We're going to go through basically three things. Why the flash crash probably happened, why the market has stayed down, and whether or not you should buy now or in mid-March when there's some sort of final massive capitulation. Generally speaking, I'm a lot more chill. Like, you know, at least everyone is aware that anybody who got money off the table can probably be relaxed about picking their spots. Okay. It's just psychologically in a more comfortable space. So I don't have to be this like gigantic fudster anymore. The point's been made. Pro Bitcoin Solutions is a group that does Bitcoin forensics. So if you've lost your Bitcoin, they go on the blockchain and find it. They've now branched out into taxes. So if you don't want to pay a fortune to do your crypto taxes and you want to be, you know, a good citizen and do your crypto taxes, right? $20 per coin and $149 for the overall report, which gets you everything you need to know to file your taxes. These guys will basically, you know, plug into your wallet, generate an Excel file, an actual tax form, everything you need, $20 per coin. That's a lot cheaper than what I paid just to do like 3 coins. Okay. You know, it would have been like, seriously, it would have been half the amount, less than half. Okay. You get $149 for the report, $20 per chain. That's a discount from $199 per report and $39 per chain. The link is down below, okay? And I think that they've got the link in the chat. So if you need to do your taxes and you don't want to pay a fortune or you don't want to mess around with some software and get it wrong, these guys do that. They get the data, they put it in a spreadsheet, and they give you the tax forms all at once. Now, WTF, what was going on last night? So some people who are on margin got liquidated. I don't think that's a reason for the market to go down 5% and stay down 5%. When the market goes down and stays down, it's almost like there's somebody sitting on this. Now, yesterday we talked briefly about two news stories. Coinbase and Paxos are jumping ship from Silvergate Bank because they're worried that that bank's going to blow up. And Kraken, wait a minute, and Coinbase is going from Silvergate to Signature, and Kraken is having a problem with Signature. So it's like nowhere to run and nowhere to hide for these centralized exchanges, because you may have a bank blow up with the crypto banks. And technically, the Fed likes to come in and save banks. But are they really going to do that right away? Or are they just going to let, they're going to let us feel the burn? So what does that have to do with the dump last night? Well, let's talk about this Twitter thread that I made. Let's go over it. Did centralized exchanges liquidate crypto for fear of a bank failure? Centralized exchanges hold their crypto or hold their customers' assets, including crypto and fiat. When a customer buys or sells crypto, the payment is processed using a commercial bank. If the commercial bank used by the exchange for processing is in danger of failing, the exchange may be concerned about the security of its customers' funds. In such a situation, the exchange might decide to liquidate some of its crypto inventory, its capital, to reduce exposure to the failing bank. In other words, if we're not going to get money back from over here, we better sell something right now. So if people want their money, we have it. We got to get liquid. This is like 2008 all over again. So they're reducing exposure to a failed bank by selling crypto. Liquidating the crypto inventory allows the exchange to convert crypto into fiat, which can be transferred to another bank. Remember, they're switching banks, or stored in a more secure location. This way, the exchange can ensure that the customer's funds are protected. It's like, can we really have another FTX? Oh my God, hell no. Right? Even if it's Silvergate's fault, the centralized exchanges that are left can absolutely not have a problem. So if they have to unload on the market like this week, Sunday night, and then, like in the middle of March, they're going to do whatever they have to do. And this is complicated by this whole Mt. Gox Shanghai upgrade thing. It's like race to the bottom. It's like, I got to sell before they sell, right? I got to get my money out. I got to get my capital shored up, because people might come in and sell in mid-March, or everybody may come in and sell in mid-March all at the same time, which is why I think you don't have to be in some huge hurry to add to long positions, although you can, right? But let's be optimistic and hope it's over in one day. Now, with that said, 2022 taught us that contagion is never resolved in one day, right? If there was forced selling once, there'll be forced selling again. How do you know when forced selling is over? Simple. It goes all the way down and it comes all the way back. God, would I love to see an unchanged close in crypto today, Friday, March 3rd. Oh, my God. Fantastic. Just be like, oh, it's over. Done. You caught the falling knife. You add it to your position. You're in a psychologically better pace. Boom, done. However, if Coinbase, Kraken, every centralized exchange, the crypto banks, the Shanghai upgrade people, and the Mt. Gox people are all selling in mid-March, you're going to have a very big opportunity to buy crypto. So maybe it may pay to just keep the powder dry, maybe add a little, and just chill. Just chill and wait for them to just go, scream it into the night. Oh my God, I have to sell. Because there's nothing better for dip buyers than forced selling. It's like a dream. If you're in a Celsius environment where everybody's insolvent, it's bad. But when you have isolated forced selling with an already kind of known distressed entity, like Silvergate or whatever, this can be like the bull market dream. Was in 1998, like the low of the PC internet, like the low where you were supposed to get involved in that was the failure of long-term capital management in 1998. And believe me when I tell you, that wasn't over in a day either. So, I'm thinking like, if you can hang on and chill out until mid-March, then we can just sit here and pick our spots, right? And when the good news about that is I don't have to be some FUD monster on the show. Okay, so let's talk about the other reasons why this is not over in one day. So this is the Bitcoin 3-day chart. Each bar is 3 days. This is called a high time frame chart. You had a massive new high in Bitcoin, okay, and a lower high in stochastics or the 13-day RSI. And the RSI has clearly rolled over, right, and gone the other way, which can lead to violent down trades. Normally, these down trades are not resolved in one period. In this case, each bar is 3 days. So frequently what happens is it goes down. This RSI will come down here and get oversold. There'll be a bounce in the market, and then the real final capitulation occurs that relieves the divergence. So it actually occurs in 2 waves. And if you look at this Williams Awesome Oscillator, remember how I'm always telling you that when it's near zero, you got to watch out? Well, guess what, folks? You got to watch out because it's still near zero, right? It's just a little less, it was near zero yesterday, and it's still there. So this could lead to down, up, down. 21.4, I'd be really happy if it all stopped there. That'd be great. Otherwise, it could be a bigger shit show, but I don't really want that. We are going to do levels. Don't go anywhere. We are going to come up with levels in the big coins where I think, you can put your bids and cross your fingers, right, that they're going to come right to you on this. I think they're just going to come right to you, right? This market's being held up today. Nobody wants to panic. Nobody wants to sell it when it's down, right? People are in denial about what might go on here. But for dip buyers, it's like a dream. Okay, ETH, the same problem, right? The 3-day chart, 3 new highs, no new highs in stochastics or RSIs. Boom. Okay. 1,400 ETH sounds good to me. So let's talk about actual levels. 1594 is resistance in ETH. I think the way they're going to do this is they're going to try to uptick it. And then if it fails at 1594, they're going to drop it to 1507. And you might get it cheaper. But at 1507, I'd be like, hey, I got to take a look at this. I mean, from 1700 to 1500, especially on forced selling, because once that selling is over and they've got a new bank to go through, all the selling stops and the market just levitates up. That's why if you got bids down there, if those bids get hit and the forced selling stops, it just levitates. It literally just goes straight up. That's how you know it's over. That's how you know it's over. Okay, and I don't think we're there yet. Bitcoin 21.5 would be nice if that was the extent of the damage, right? It'd be great if it went up to 22.7 and failed, and then you could catch it at 21.5. I'm kind of hoping it's not worse than that. That'd be nice. Now, some of these altcoins, it's kind of a different story a little bit, right? Total crypto market cap without Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. You're probably going to lose $9 to $10 billion off market cap before it's over. It's kind of a lot, right? Basically, that's going to wipe out, right, the entire February parabolic higher. So from Valentine's Day to the top, they're probably going to wipe that out. Okay. Now, Polkadot. So I can come up with a gazillion reasons to buy Polkadot. And certainly Polkadot at 6 is very attractive, just visually. There's massive support here. It was close to 7. It got close to 8 maybe. But wouldn't it be great if you could grab Polkadot at 528? Like if this debacle that occurs impacts altcoins more than Bitcoin, right? In other words, if these guys are forced to unload speculative assets, or you get hedge fund forced liquidation. In other words, the definition of contagion is something that affects more than one person or party. So if centralized exchanges have to sell and Mt. Gox and Shanghai people sell, that could force hedge funds to have to sell because there's obviously leverage in the system. I mean, 60 million is a lot of money, but it really isn't. It's not like, oh God, $5 billion was liquidated last night. No, that whole mess was just $60 million of margin calls. That's not enough to do the type of damage we're seeing. So if you get literally some sort of thing where everybody accidentally has to sell all at once and everybody goes, oh my God, it's 2022 all over again. You could have a situation like you had in 2009 where the stock market and the crypto market all bottom at the same time. So you could really get some nice trade location. You know, now, am I like, oh, I'm all super bearish? Polkadot's going to go from 6 to 525. I'm not that bearish, but I'm like, hey, there is a scenario here and there is a hidden pivot chart picture where you could get it down there. So if you did, you would want to take it. Cardano, right? Same thing. 33 cents. Okay, that looks all right. But 30 cents is better. And you could get it there. And I can draw a hidden pivot structure. Now, Cardano has really gotten its butt kicked lately. But man, 30 cents, right? Now, Hurls the Aussie is like, should we head for the chopper? No, because it's not systemic. It is and it isn't, right? Silvergate is already in trouble. It's a known problem. What we don't know is how much stuff has to get sold for everybody to shore up their balance sheet. So, yeah, I mean, 33 cents to 30 is a big move in Cardano. But rather than get to the chopper, it's more like get ready to buy, get ready to jump, get ready to get involved, right? Like last 4 days, it's like everyone out. Now everyone's bearish. Now I'm like, okay, now everyone's like negative. And all we need is that one last flush. Like maybe I'm getting too greedy, but that's why I told y'all to get rid of like 1/3. You get rid of 1/3, it goes way down. Now maybe you can wait. Or, you know, you get some now, whatever. I mean, personally, I would wait. Because there is a setup here for everybody to sell all at the same time in the middle of March. I mean, how far away is that? 10 days? Like Avalanche. Very interesting, right? I mean, God, this thing was at 21. Now it's at 17, 16 something. Looks cheap as all get out. 1657 is resistance. And if it fails there, you could get 1445. Remember on the way up, everyone was like, oh my God, I missed it. You know, I can't believe I missed it. Look, man, it's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. And every time everybody's tried to buy the dip in Avalanche, they've gotten hosed. So it is a bull market when it goes to say 1445, or even now, if they buy this dip and make money, that's it. I'd be so happy. Right? If you had raised cash when we discussed this, you have the luxury. You want to go in now? Okay. I don't have a problem with people going in now. You know, I don't want to be greedy, but I'm like, listen, if they're going to panic, I don't know. Let's wait for them to panic and then we can just take it from them. I mean, can you imagine if some kind of Fed or bond market thing happens? You know, a legacy war. I mean, can you imagine like the perfect storm and everybody just, you know, all the institutions having to puke this out? That's like a dream. Like at the dawn of crypto as a new digital asset, everybody's selling. No, actually, check that. Everyone's forced to sell, right? Drooling over forced selling. Because when the forced selling is over, like I said, you'll know because it just levitates up. That could be today. That could be next week. I like mid-March. I like mid-March. Okay, Blur. Dreaming that if it can't get back above 74 cents, that it winds up at 25 cents. That'd be pretty funny, wouldn't it? Like it go all the way back to where it started. You know, I love these FOMO trades. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always something in crypto mooning right before the whole market just, it was Blur this time. So, you know, I don't know if you want to buy the dip in this or not. You know, 57 cents is a level. And if you just wanted to be kind of a pig and just sit back and say, let's just see what they do, maybe it's 25 cents is the entry point. MATIC, the currency I love to hate, might have a head and shoulders top. And I'm thinking 82 cents, right? In other words, this led the market on the way up. And the whole market topped when they laid off 20% of their staff as there was just massive FOMO across the whole crypto space. So if you look at this chart, I'd be like, if that is the head and shoulders top, I wouldn't touch this thing. I wouldn't touch this market until MATIC hit 82 cents. There's probably people out there who are not so into MATIC who might think it goes lower than that. But, you know, MATIC at 82 cents means you got an opportunity to just literally hoover up the whole rest of the market, XRP included. Right? A lot of people buying XRP at 36, 37 cents don't have a problem with that. Really don't, because it's been in a range. But you might get it at 33 cents. Right? If you get like a range reset or you stop everybody out. I mean, imagine you stop everybody out who's been buying it in here. You just flush everybody. I mean, think about it. They did this to the shorts, right? Everyone's like bearish, bearish, bearish. Bitcoin goes from like 17 to 24 on a rope. Everyone's like, oh, it's a sucker's rally. Then it goes to 25 and everyone's like, oh, super cycle. And I want small cap AI altcoins in my grandma's personal account. And I'm like, okay, let's take profits. Okay. Now it goes back down again. Now, can you imagine the despair? I mean, everyone last night, like the word dump was trending on Twitter last night. I mean, it's like, you know, super cycle to dump. Can you imagine what this looks like if it's lower? Okay, S&P. Always be careful about celebrating relative outperformance. That was the lesson I was trying to communicate yesterday, right? When I got laughed off the stage on 2 live streams. Like when you see like, oh God, you know, everything's coming up. The bond market's coming apart and Ethereum's holding like a champ. Boom, Ethereum goes down. Today it's, oh, look, crypto's down. Stocks are mooning. Yeah, right into a broken up trend line. So yeah, stocks are better than bonds. Pension funds bought bonds looking for a recession and they got out of stocks. That's probably a huge mistake. All the elephants got the same way and they're all wrong. If there's a problem in the market, the problem is with bonds. And that is the market update. Okay. Wrong again. It was like 3 Hershey's chocolate kisses emojis last night. I know, bro. I know. First, it was how I felt about my career, then the market. Like, no joke. Okay. Okay. Don't Ask 6 from Oklahoma is here. Okay. Shizzy in the house. All right. Let's see who else. Steve J. Relax, retrace. You know what? That should have been the title. Should have done that. Relax, retrace. 100 messages in the chat. We appreciate it. Let's get 100 likes. Okay, Matthias from Switzerland in the house. Donato wants to look at Kusama, right? King is like, hey, be greedy when people are fearful and be fearful when people are greedy. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, the sentiment swings in this crypto market are unbelievable. Unbelievable. At 16,000, they were cheering for the end of Binance. At 24, I mean, yes, I was a moon boy at 24, but then I saw this thing stop and I'm like, oh no. Those divergences on those high time frame charts. Listen, folks, you got to be flexible. You got to be. Otherwise, you know, you just get smoked. Wrong again wants to know, is there a line in the sand? I think if ETH is below 1560, then you have to ask yourself whether or not this market is any good, right? Like if ETH can't hold 1560, where's it now? Right. So, I mean, if ETH is not above 1560, then you pretty much know this thing has got problems, like epic problems. Okay. So let's go to DeMark. Let's do some Kusama. Hypo. Okay, so 4-hour chart of Kusama. I'm basically doing everything on a 4-hour chart now because I want a slightly higher intraday time frame. Okay, notice one thing. 13 bottom. That's where it was supposed to stop. It didn't. Notice also there's no DeMark count going on here. So according to the DeMark system, there's no trend has started. Nothing has started. So, either this is done and this is over with, right? This is just one big give up trade, or, you're going to wind up testing 30. Okay, ETH. Okay, 1587 is another good resistance point. So I'm not in a hurry to do anything if it's not above 1587. I know the thing is in trouble if it's below 1560. So, on a 4-hour chart, you're probably going to get like another day of crappy. And then there might be a counter trend bounce over the weekend, right? So you might get the bounce when no one's looking for it, right? Or God forbid, hedge funds are caught. You get the bounce. They suck everybody in, and then it gets dropped next week. Oh, scary. Okay, Avalanche. So on a 4-hour chart of Avalanche, the resistance is at 1690. There's no 13 bottom yet, and this feels dead cattish. Okay, Polkadot, again, it's kind of the same thing. It's really weird, right? It goes down, they bring it all the way back, but there's no follow-through buying. So on one hand, this looks like distressed selling, and this could be it. Man, I would love it. I mean, it is hard to pass on Polkadot at 5.7. I mean, it is. Okay, but from a DeMark point of view, this could go on. There could be like 8 or 9 more 4-hour bars. It could last another day. Cardano is in a similar situation, right? There's DeMark resistance at 34. And honestly, this was your 9 button, your 9, right? And then it bounces the other way. And if this fails, it's going to go into what they call countdown mode. So 1 through 9, first part of a trend. And if it goes up and fails, you get more downside. You're going to get a juicy entry point in Cardano, I think, right? Just based on this, right? Because again, the selling stopped. Everybody's waiting for someone else to buy it when the reality is somebody big out there could just be sitting on this thing. You don't know how much there is to sell. That's the other thing, right? You also don't know if hedge funds were basically front running what they know is going to be forced selling, which is why it got dropped last night late, right? Hedge funds come out and say, oh no, there's going to be forced selling, and they hit every bid. Last night could have been hedge funds running stops knowing forced selling is coming. That's scary, but I promise not to be a FUD monster. I'm not doing that. People just like tune out. They don't want to hear it. I got it. Okay. Rudy's asking for GAN work. I'm going to update that tonight. Put it on my Twitter for sure. Okay. King says the DeMark stuff's the favorite part of the stream. William's asking about PERP. When this is over, all of these decentralized plays are going to be huge buys, not investment advice, right? So here's PERP. Let's do it simply, right? PERP is in a corrective mode. A, B, right? B, and then C will be somewhere down here. Somewhere in here. I mean, you got this gigantic uptrend. And again, everybody's like, oh my God. Everyone's like, oh, let's not listen. Look, man, PERP's down. PERP hasn't even gotten to the 38% retracement of the move off the lows. Everyone's like, oh my God, the market's down. Not really. Not really. Right? It's not down that much. I mean, it's down, but it's not like it's 15, 20% down at all. Okay. So if this is Ocean, if I've got this right, you're sitting very nicely on 50%. And you know, if you look at the DeMark D wave, this looks like it's over. Right? So this is like your 13 bottom. And then it goes right to the stop, like the blow off bottom point, and it comes back. Now, again, there is a previous floor that may be acting as a ceiling. So, okay, this looks okay, but maybe there's a retest of these lows. Like maybe these like inefficiencies down here, these single prints, they get tested, right? Daniel's like, I don't mind Silvergate getting the F out. Okay. And wrong again is like, maybe you get to the chopper on small altcoins, which is what I was talking about, right? Small altcoins cannot survive A, rising long-term interest rates, B, a Fed that could lose its mind, right? C, a geopolitical situation, D, forced liquidation. Like if you have forced liquidation in Bitcoin and Ethereum, what is going to happen to small caps? Oh, forget about it. Are we still thinking, Crypto Jedi says, are we still thinking ETH at 3,500 by May? Good question. I actually think August, July, August, and maybe part of September. That's when I think the major crypto rally is going to be. You got to go March, try to get long, sell in May and go away, right? Come back in July, get long. And I think that's the big move for crypto, because that could also be the big move for equities, right? Because I'm convinced that people are on the wrong side of stock bond allocation. They are on the wrong side, right? Long bonds, don't want them. Don't, right? The dawn of gold and crypto comes when the long bond possibly comes unglued. Laughably, I actually prefer stocks to bonds, even though that's not consensus given all this recession fears, right? A recession only shows up when you have a calamity in some market. That has not happened yet. Has not happened yet. Now, it's going to. I think it's October, which is what I've been saying. Okay? Which is what I've been saying. You know, if everybody sells crypto all at the same time in the middle of March, it's pretty telegraphed, right? You know, that's when you hoover it up, because I can tell you right now, whoever was running stops last night, that's what they want to do. They want to break the market, like break it, so that everybody liquidates. Which is why I wanted you guys out yesterday or day before that or day before that, right? Everyone's like, hey, you did some bullish videos a week ago and you turned it around. Yeah, you're damn right I did. Yeah. You got to be flexible. You got to turn it around. Otherwise, people get killed, right? Otherwise, people get killed. Wrong again says, I think another legacy bank is going under. Holland is here. Okay. Holland is here. Welcome. Daniel J., it's his birthday month. New lows are a gift. Okay. See what else we got going on here. Okay, a lot of people asking about gold. Okay, here's gold on a daily chart trying to get through important resistance at 1840. Dying to see if gold can do better. Oil has a bid. Okay. Probably the best way to play the whole Russian situation is to get long oil. And I'm drooling over getting long wheat, although that's dangerous, right? No, you got a 9 bottom, right? You got a possible trend ending 5 wave here. I'm dying to see if this can actually go up. Not, it's probably going to get nuked. But I know there's people here who like to hear something about commodities. Okay, now let's switch over to smaller altcoins and just see how some of this like Fomosaurus stuff is doing. Okay, Optimism, right? We talked about this. Massive new highs in price. And it's not like it's getting killed, but massive new highs in price, massive new lows or higher lows here, right? And I'm guessing Optimism has one more down day before you start grabbing it. Anything but MATIC. This is the MATIC replacement. Great. Okay, Render. Got to be careful if this thing gets close to zero. Also got to be careful that this isn't some kind of like triangle or double top. You know, I'm not sure what this is. What I do know, okay, is that when you get these retracements, when something goes from 37 cents to $2, you can get violent retracements. Now, is 12% down violent enough? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. In other words, you got a lot. The whole range was down here. And this is less about Render and more of an exercise as to like figuring out where the bottom of this thing is. Like, you know, Render really has not tested, you know, the highs of the old range. So if you miss this, you might be able to get it at $1. This is at $1. Now, yesterday, you probably would have been like, well, I can't stand it. I have to own it. I get it. I missed it, you know. But if you can get it at $1, isn't it worth waiting? And, you know, some of this AI stuff, right? Like I was like, wow, I screwed up. I thought this was, I was like, this made it so hard. This is AGIX. Okay. You got to be careful with this Williams oscillator, right? Like it got to zero. It got close to zero. You had one up move and then it turned. Sick. Really hard to trade, right? FET is the same way. Right? If you're buying AI coins, if you bought AI coins in the last week, who sold it to you? And are those people waiting down here to take it from you if there's just some kind of event? Right? I mean, of all the coins that are out there, like the one that I have a lot of interest in, if they kill it, is ICP. Right? A lot of people miss this. You know, it goes from 3 to 8. Okay. And I'm wondering if they kill this and they take it down to 5 and they run the stops below 5, whether or not that's an opportunity to get in, and whether the next wave up can take this thing above 10. Like I am very interested in ICP, especially if they take it down below 5. Now, probably no one's interested in selling it down there. Right? How are we handling, you know, the pre-FTX highs? Certainly everybody who bought it up here is not having fun right now. So if they wind up liquidating, there's going to be somebody down here in ICP. Okay. Let's do UFO. Okay, so here's UFO. Here's a 4-hour chart. You got a lot of like unusual wicks here. Okay, so 1412 is possible. Like if you look at this, like eliminating the zeros, 1697. Okay, and your target might be 1412. So I get it. You probably hold this. You've probably been holding it. You know, there's been a lot of positive media headlines about gaming, maybe too many. Okay. And if they wash this out, then, you know, 1412 is where you gotta get busy. Okay, Algorand. Okay, so there's a couple different ways to look at this. Okay, on one hand, it's over. That's one way to look at it. That's done. So if you like Algorand and you got to get involved, you can get involved. The other idea is to wait to 21 cents. Okay, which basically washes out everybody that got involved since January 23rd. So you'd wash out everybody in this group, which is pretty freaking painful, right? In other words, the people who bought it here distributed it to everybody up here. And then if everybody heaves, you get it at 21 cents. Why not? Okay, Chainlink. Okay, so this is Chainlink on a 4-hour chart. $647, right? Like just make him kill it. D is dodging tornadoes tonight in Indiana. I was dodging tornadoes last night. I got lucky. And of course, on YouTube, being YouTube, like this is a picture of sideways rain in Austin, Texas. Naturally, that's way more popular than crypto content. Right? But yeah, in Texas, it was sideways rain yesterday. Sideways rain, hail, tornadoes. Luckily, this thing just passed right by me. Just like it literally just gave me that little show for shorts, and then it was gone. It's great. Otherwise, you would have been seeing somebody else here today based on the way these tornadoes can manifest themselves in Texas. Okay, so INJ is either still in its range and there's nothing to worry about, which is entirely possible. Not seeing anything terrible with this. 333 is support and the juicy buy point is 278. So, just think you have to be cognizant of where you would want to have bids down below if you wanted to add, which is way less stressful than, oh my God, I got to get out, or oh my God, this or that. Right. It's like, where is the point where you'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I'll take this off your hands. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, God, this thing, what a beast. Phantom. Okay. So this is the 4-hour on Phantom. Okay. See how it pulls up short, or it seems to pull up short. And then you see how it, kind of meets resistance here on bounces. And then they dropped it. I don't know. How about 36.5 cents? Like, not a disaster, not the end of the world, but, no, everyone has not given up on Cosmos. I just think Cosmos outperformed a lot. Now it's kind of, it underperformed to the point where Cosmos should stop at 12. It should. Now, if it doesn't, so, got to be careful when you say things like this, but, it should be over in Cosmos. If it's not over in Cosmos and it's a debacle, then 1040 is possible. So it's either over now, okay, or if it breaks 1167, you have a problem. I'm thinking Cosmos and Polkadot are not the problem children in this market. If anything, Cosmos has gotten smashed. Cosmos may be a buy, or you can DCA in betting that it won't be a disaster if everybody panics next week. Not investment advice, right? Okay. Okay, so Jeff is saying, what's your opinion on alts going down before the halving, that then when back up again? Okay, well, the halving is some time away, right? The way I'm playing it is like this. You get some sort of low in speculative assets in March, right? Then hopefully you get some sort of decent rally. Let's hope. Okay. June is probably going to be, not so good. There's going to be a sell in May and go away thing. So you may have a disturbance in June, and then you want to come back in for July, I think, kind of wanting to buy this with both hands for the summer rally. That's what I'm thinking. Right. It's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. If you can buy a dip in March and make money, then we can have some confidence that this is a bull market, because I just can't crystal ball everything. Right. Altcoins are the future of tech. So if you can get people forced selling, right, then they might be a buy. Because one thing I am going to discard, and I know that everyone talks about this now on YouTube, I want to fade Gensler. If Gensler was going to take down crypto, he would have done it already. If he goes through all this and can't take it down, the hell with him. Seriously, I'm sick of this guy. He missed FTX, and now he wants to punish everybody else. Okay, so YFI is on an uptrend. It may wind up at 12,434. So it's still moving higher. This is like the reverse of everything else I'm looking at. Okay, now that said, be careful of relative outperformance, right? Here is all the big new highs and the 13-period RSI on the 4-hour chart making lower highs. So, if there's a fundamental situation here, great. There was a fundamental situation in Bitcoin and ETH too, and they got wrecked. So if this Williams oscillator gets close to zero, right, don't stick around. Take the money. Take the money. Okay. I think I did INJ. NFT burn wallet is late. No, you're not. You're right on time. Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to locate levels where you can buy distress in the middle of March. So if you missed it, 1507 in ETH, let's try that. If it's below 1560, you're probably going to get 1507, 21.5 in Bitcoin, right? And some of the targets in some of the bigger alts are lower because you might lose 10 billion or 9 billion on total altcoin market cap. So speculative assets, rising rates, distress selling, the small cap stuff, small cap meaning everything that's not Bitcoin and ETH could get smoked if this continues, right? The theory is that centralized exchanges are afraid that Silvergate is going to fail or some crypto bank is going to fail and they've got to liquidate crypto to shore up capital. Okay, so that is the summary. So let's go through it again. Forced selling appears to be here, right? What you witnessed last night was either the front running of forced selling or forced selling, right? If forced selling continues, you're going to have a huge opportunity in mid-March. If you lightened up if you lightened up on your positions, you can get involved now or later. Not investment advice. Basically, you can be relaxed about it. Yeah, you're going to catch the falling knife. They say not to, but a lot of times in crypto, those are the best times to grab stuff. Maybe that was last night. I'm not opposed to it. I'm just saying, normally, forced selling is not over in one day. A margin call maybe, but not forced selling. So we don't know. But you know what? If I took profits and I still had 70% of my portfolio, I'd be like, you know what? Let me wait a week. Let's wait 10 days to see if they're going to do like a fire sale. You want to be there for the fire sale. So that's the market update. Have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday.